Neeves Knives, I'm Jared. Today we're checking out 3 new Kansept models, starting it off with a new version of the XL Goblin. Now I'm going to get through this one pretty quickly because I have already a full review on this model. There's also a mini version I have a video on. This is basically just another version with FRAG pattern titanium. And what's cool is they put the lock bar cutout on the inside, so you don't have to worry about catching that. This is pretty aggressive FRAG. So the clip is not going to be as smooth as using this one across very smooth titanium, but it still does function fairly well. This is, by the way, this is a Noble Designs knife, and the action on these is just amazing. That's one thing I screamed about as far as when I did the review, is this damn action, man. Like, you can use it, the front flipper, in any way, shape, and form. It's very, very comfortable to use. The reverse flick is amazing. The thumb flick's amazing. The ergonomics, it might not look like because it is so broad, but my goodness, is that comfortable. This back end kind of stretches out so it covers your entire palm all the way out to there, and you can still choke up. Access to the lock bar, they didn't give you a cutout, but they do have the chamfers on each side, so it's pretty easy to get to, and look at how smooth that is. You can absolutely tell this thing's riding on ceramic caged bearings. So it has ceramic caged bearings in the pivot, and that's the reason why it's able to do that. The detent is good. The blade steel on this is S35VN, or at least that's what it was originally. Yeah, S35VN. This one just happens to have the PVD coating. So yeah, the Goblin XL. Next one, the new Shard. Now, this one we're gonna get through quickly as well because I do have videos on this model as well. This is one of their oldest models, but this is a new version. So they have a full tiger striped version. This one is a partial tiger stripe version. So it's actually pretty cool. So this is a blasted finish before they do the flame anno on there. And then we have, I'm not sure what type of coating this is, probably PVD, S35VN blade steel. Great action, and this whole deployment on the S35VN blade, you can see how it has like a fuller on there. That's what you're using for the reverse flick. You're not even using the hole, you're using the fuller. So it actually works extremely well, even though it is so tight in there. Then you have this flipper tab that works super, super good. Great action from the Shards, man. Great access to the lock bar, so it's very comfortable to disengage. You can let it hit your thumb, and again, you can tell it's riding on ceramic caged bearings. Rapid deployment. The ergos are very neutral, so you can use it in basically any grip. Even the gas station knife fighting grip fairly comfortably. But the knife, all in all, really cool knife. It's been very popular. There's a lot of different versions. So, you know, when a company makes lots of different versions of any said model, typically that means that it's doing pretty well. Then we have this guy, the Echis, I guess. And I'm digging this one. Again, lock bar cutouts on the inside. Why is that important? Well, because then there's nothing right here making your pants, when you go to put it in your pocket, it's not catching on that. So that's always a nice little touch that I always love to see. Like if you look at this one, look at what they did there. It lands right on the lock bar cutout. This would have been better if the lock bar cutout was on the inside. This one has 3 forms of deployment. We'll get to that in a second. We have an S35VN, somewhat of a sheep's foot style blade shape. Interesting blade shape. I like it because, man, this is a blade shape that'll just work extremely well for multiple different things. Access to the lock bar is really nice. I like that. They typically do great access to the lock bar. At the very least, it's typically a very comfortable lock bar disengagement. The titanium handle has the FRAG pattern, but the edges are not fragged out. So when your hands are wrapping around it, it's pretty comfortable wrapping around the corners. You don't have the frag going all the way out to the edge. This is very comfortable, even with these ridges right here. My fingers just kind of land right where they need to. And if I need to, I can choke up like that. Hole deployment. Really good. You have this spot right there where your finger kind of pushes right into it. Great thumb flick, great flipping action. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. The front flipper, however, not the most satisfying front flipper. It works, obviously, you see it's working, but it's not the most satisfying. It could be a little bit bigger or possibly be just a little bit, the jimping's pretty sharp. But, and that's the reason why it does work as well as it does, is because that jimping is nice and sharp. So, for what it's worth, it's good, but it definitely could be better. But as far as the action goes, great deployment. And I love this arch right here. See how it like arches up and then cants down? Your thumb just lays right nestled in that spot right there. Feels really good in the hand. In the closed position, you know, it's got a nice profile to go right in and out of the pocket. The clip, plenty of spring. I've already put this in and out of the pocket, and surprisingly, this is nice and smooth. You never think so when it's over frag like this. This frag's not as sharp as you might think, even though it is machined into the titanium, but it's relatively smooth going in and out of the pocket, which is always a plus, because there are some frag that will tear your pockets up. I did have to knock a little tiny burr off of this. I took out the work sharp because I felt it and I was like, man, this thing could be a little bit sharper. And all I did was I just went like this right across my work sharp field sharpener. That was it. Just really gentle, and then a couple stropping passes. Very, very gentle, no pressure when I went across the ceramic, and that made this edge like 5 times sharper than it was. Literally 5 times sharper, so much sharper. So I'm telling you guys, these things are awesome, awesome tools. I recommend everybody to get a work sharp field sharpener. You will not be disappointed, I promise you that. But as far as these concept models go, I like it. The one complaint I'm going to say about, well, there's a couple. One thing is T6s. I wish these were T8s. I don't like seeing T6s. I do kind of like this pink hue. Oh, it's not coming over the camera very well, but there's a pink hue behind the clip. Titanium bag spacer, titanium clip, titanium frame lock, steel lock bar insert, great lock geometry. You can hear it. Listen to that. I do got to say, Kansept does a really good job with the lock face geometry. I have done quite a bit of testing on Kansepts, and more times than not, their lock face and the lockup is solid. No play any directions or anything like that. I've had a couple, but you know, I've had a lot of them. My next complaint would be choil. I wish they would have cut a good choil into there. Like here, this is a good example. This would have been really good on there. Something like this. Or something, did the shard do it? No. But yeah, something like that, because yeah, having a space between your edge and the plunge grind always helps with sharpening. And in this case, you are going to create a smile when you sharpen it. Not a huge deal, and there is no stop pin in the way, so you technically could cut in your own choil or finger choil or whatever. All in all, I like it. I think this thing's very cool. I love the way it looks. I love this aggressive look. It almost looks like it's angry. But anyways, there you guys go. Work hard, stay tough. Until next time, peace.